We all go to law school because we believe in the law. You know, we believe in justice and we believe in our Constitution.
Our attorneys are dedicated and committed advocates to making sure that people with lower incomes aren't taken advantage of and have appropriate representation in court.
I think a lot of attorneys assume that just because your clients can pay more, they're better clients. That's not necessarily true. You know, I think it's about helping people, period.
The clients are amazing. I mean, they come in and they're so, they're in crisis, and yet they're able to assist me in assisting them. And it's a very rewarding job. I can't imagine doing anything else.
The work we do is critical for this population who has so little access to the justice system and, you know, to education, to jobs, everything. Nobody knows these things unless you work with the poor.
I have a slight heart failure. They call it the heart disease. I was denied 3 times for disability. They said I wasn't sick enough to get the benefits. But after the 3rd time being in the hospital, I was already having a hard time.
This person is totally, you know, you end up finding out that, yeah, that they are disabled and they shouldn't have been denied in the first place. If you don't get them the welfare that they deserve, they're going to be on the street. You know, they can't pay their rent, you know, and definitely your heart can get excited and get involved.
If I didn't have legal aid right now, I don't know what I would be doing, but I know I wouldn't be home with my family right now. I think I'll be one of them out there trying to see if I can make it out there on the streets somewhere. And I'm just lucky I'm here.
We have recently seen a lot of people who actually are employed, but given, you know, what they make and the hours that they have, they're not able to afford someplace to live. And that we have not seen before. Most of the homeless that we see in general are those with disabilities, some kind of physical or mental handicap that keeps them from being able to keep a full-time job. And in our current economic situation, a lot of foreclosures. You know, a lot of the rental housing on the market is often investment property by, you know, either people from out of state or people in state, and people are not being able to afford to maintain more than one house or some kind of investment property, and those properties are being foreclosed on. And when they become foreclosed on, that's one less unit out there for the general public to rent. And there's certainly not enough affordable permanent housing for people to be able to apply to here. There are shelters, there's been a number of shelters that have opened over the last several years, but there's a gap between the shelter and permanent housing.
The downturn in the economy has greatly affected our work here at Legal Aid, as we see a dramatic increase in intake calls or people needing assistance, and at the same time a drop in resources. So we are working, you know, harder with less, which is, you know, part of what we signed up for. But I think it's important that people understand that as the economy worsens, it affects the most vulnerable sectors of society. As you see people who rely on public benefits, getting those benefits cut, not being able to pay their rent, not being able to support their children.
I don't really even want to think about where I would be without my daughter. So I am just grateful that they are here, and that I don't have to think about where I'd be if Legal Aid wasn't here. So, yeah.
Legal Aid was started in the first place because there was nowhere for people to go that didn't have money to pay for an attorney. Everybody deserves a fair and equal chance at justice, and our attorneys do that, provide people in the community, especially low-income people, that fair shot to having their case heard.
The best way to see the success, of a society is to look at the most vulnerable people in that society and how are they faring. Because if those people are suffering and falling through the cracks, it touches all of us.
Legal Aid serves people who are basically left out of even a booming economy. There are people for reasons of domestic violence or mental health issues who simply do not benefit from even a booming economy. And so legal aid really is important to be available to those people, to support them.
Our clients are so grateful, and of course they can't pay us, but you'll come to work one day and you'll have a crochet, pot holder that someone made you, or I'm gonna start crying, somebody will make you banana bread or something, or whatever they can do, and that's the kind of thing that really keeps me here. Is you're helping people that nobody else would help, and it's just so rewarding every day to sit there and know that you're making a difference in someone's life, that and you're bringing them justice. And this is what our society is built on, all these laws, justice and fairness, and you're bringing it to the people that wouldn't be able to access that justice without a place like Legal Aid.
Tears would come from each other's eyes as they would start to realize that our people are in great, great danger now. Would they feel